All right, we're here for the Cuddle Season 1 semifinals.
It's been a long road, but we're here.
Let me switch this back to the other way around. I asked him what his showdown name was, and he just challenged me. So now, by default, I'm on the other side.
That's so obnoxious.
Yeah, he messed with my YouTube series, and I'll never forgive him for that. Okay, so I went. The semis is where I finally started trying, and this is where, not that I didn't try when I brought 6 choice bands. That was very well thought out. But here, Duke just gave me his team, so I gave him mine, and basically he was prepped for my whole team to be physical. So now none of my team is physical, including that Mamoswine over there. That Mamoswine is an assault vest with freeze dry, earth power, endeavor, something else.
I laughed out loud when I saw it go for a special move.
Oh, it's HP Dark to do 20 to 25 on the Bronzong. Or I think it's HP Ghost, actually. Because that also hits the hat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Look at the colors on Duke's team. They're all very muted, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
aside from the Ampharos. It's very...
Yeah, they're like gray whatevers.
It's a nice, gentle palette.
My palette is a lot more aggressive. Just like this team that I brought. So I super hardcore built to counter the team Duke brought against me. If Duke had brought the same team against me, I was pretty confident I could just kind of crush that. He brings some different sets, so don't worry. I have to counter both the Trick Room and his Revenge Killer. I have Protect on Arcanine, Zeraora, and Guzzlord again. As last time I just had it on Guzzlord. Assuming he bring Trick Room again, just because it makes so much sense against me. This Guzzlord is a... What is that even called, Tyler? Help me here.
Room service.
This is a room service Guzzlord, and if you don't know what that does, I don't even know when I found out. It lowers your speed by 1 under Trick Room. If you get sent out under Trick Room, or if you're on the field when Trick Room is active. And that's my ace in the hole. So not only can I stall out his Trick Room, including with the Guzzlord, I can also just actively take advantage of it.
I am personally pretty excited to see if that ever makes like a Pokemon Worlds upset, because Trick Room is so popular in VGCs.
Is it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about VGC. Maybe there's something there.
Very popular there.
I feel like it's only good here because this is very specific. So I don't think someone would waste their item slot on that, but they might.
Someone once brought a Pachirisu.
That's true. So, someone definitely might. I also... One thing I want to point out that just really destroys him is my Arcanine, which is a burn-up Arcanine with Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, and Morning Sun. Luckily, he didn't bring the Chandelure, because I can't really hit that with that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't bring... I mean, I think the only Pokemon that he really wouldn't want Chandelure to go toe-to-toe with is Zeraora. And I guess Guzzlord, but I don't know.
No, Guzzlord kind of hard stops it, minus the fact that if he pain splits, he goes back to full. Yeah, and I lose like most of my HP.
But I don't know if he knows to respect Guzzlord just yet.
I think he would after the Bronzong got just. I think he knows. Is there anything else I need to draw attention to here? I don't think so. I'm Life Orb.
How good? Sorry, you first.
I'm Life Orb, Protect, Volt Switch, HP Ice, Grass Knot on the Zeraora. I'm ready to just trade it for the Donphan because it's really problematic for me. Yeah.
The thing I think we need to point out is how good Mamoswine and Guzzlord look together.
They look really nice. They have the same general build of big and round.
With stuff coming out of the front.
Big and round and ugly. Mamoswine's not that ugly, but its coloration is very ugly.
Like Guzzlord has like hand tusks.
Yeah. Guzzlord is like by definition ugly, so. Alright, everyone ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Alright. We're gonna start on 3. No, normal speed. On 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I lead off with my Zeraora, Scrabble themed. He goes for the high jump kick, I protect, and I have some defense investment rather than HP, so I can live this if he isn't like Reckless, and we just both go down, which is a trade I am perfectly happy with.
And it was anime as heck.
It was super anime. So turn 2, we keep the pace up, and I just kill him. Arcanine and Wingdings does not take kindly to him. My Weezing nickname didn't work, so it just says Wheezy. It used to say Wee. I go into that, get some chip off on Donphan, which would be cool if Zeraora was alive, but it is not.
I have a quick question just to backtrack. Do you think with its fire type lost, Arcanine gets threatened by Golisopod at all, or do you think you have to switch at that point?
I can't force it out with Flamethrower all the time. So here's when things start getting a little spicy. He goes Ampharos, the Pokemon that I am super horrible against. He gets behind a sub, and instead of me breaking the sub, he just kills me because he crits me. So I have to pivot into Tornadus here, the king. I leave with my emojis, and I go back into Mamoswine to take another Dragon Pulse. Now the Trick-Room's over, I can finally break the sub. So instead of just losing Nidoking, I also lose Mamoswine. Did I say Nidoking? Wheezy. I meant Wheezy. So here I come in Dragon Pulse, and this was a misplay here. I should have just burned up again. Because I figured to be Citrus, that was a roll. But I also figured there was a good chance he wouldn't go for the water move anyway. Yeah, he does have the Aqua Jet here.
It was a pretty unfortunate series of events while that Ampharos was behind that sub.
So here's where it all goes downhill for Duke. Here's where room service arrives. They knock on the door, and you see on a silver platter Guzzlord come out. And at this point, Duke knows he has to accept the room service. Someone paid for this.
Mm-hmm. That room service is getting more expensive by the minute.
If he eats it or not, he still has to pay. Exactly. So he just accepts it. The Ampharos comes back out, crits me again, which completely mattered again. So now I have to go into Arcanine and sacrifice my poor Arcanine.
This Ampharos was making a last stand. It was very
because it cheated. It's not my fault.
It did cheat.
And now Tornadus, the king, finally has to go in. That's all it took. This is Tornadus' first kill, by the way. Tornadus has done a lot, but it's never actually killed anything until I put the crown on it. Yeah, this was the first day that Tornadus got a kill.
By the way, can you explain your names, by the way?
Yeah, let me just reset. I'll just kind of mouse through them, because everyone came out. Let's just click. Okay, so the theme I chose was stupidly written names.
They're not stupid, they're beautiful.
They're nice. So I have Zeraora and Scrabble. Arcanine is just Wingdings. So that's a cool one.
What are Wingdings, by the way?
I don't know. It's like, instead of using letters, you just use symbols for some reason. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
It's so kids can feel cool when they first start using the computer. And they can type secret messages to each other.
Weezing. The first time I tested this with Tyler, it didn't work on Showdown, and all that it did was the only letters that showed up were We, W-E. So I'm like, yeah, that works. So I copy-pasted that, put it in Discord, put it on my laptop, because I made the team on my computer. Or I made the nicknames on my computer, rather. And then I posted it back, loaded up in my laptop, and when I came into the game, now it's Wheezy. I don't know why.
Because it's perfect.
I like Wheezy.
It's about as good as Wii, so I'm fine with it. This had like a bunch of messy... It just made a mess around the other letters that aren't W and E. But Showdown was not happy with that, so they did not allow... They only allowed Wheezy.
Now, can you explain your emojis, please?
Oh, we'll get there. Alright, Mamoswine. That's an ancient Pokemon right there, and that is some ancient text to go along with it. There's not much more that needs to be said about that. Okay, Tornadus, or Tornadus actually is what I wrote. He's the king. There's actually, I don't know why this one didn't work either, but when Tyler and I tested it out, there's an arrow between the S and the crown pointing down at Tornadus, and that just went away. I can't tell you why. It's gone.
That's so sad.
But the great part about this is, let's just draw your attention to the chat. It just fills up the chat. Tornadus didn't attack there. Let's get a better turn. Yeah, here we go. Look at that.
I'm not. I'm skipping through the battle on my end, and I just saw Duke ask, "I'm not sure what room service is."
Yeah, I didn't respond because I wasn't looking at chat. I was gamering. And I think that's every Pokemon, right? No. And then we have beautiful Guzzlord on a silver platter.
It's perfect.
Coming hard in on the fairy type to destroy everything. It should have gotten 5 kills this game.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that you sent it straight in.
Yeah, because he's not clicking Draining Kiss on a Tornadus. Don't be silly.
That is insane.
You madman.
Like, the great thing about this season was I didn't take it seriously, and people I played did. So, with Duke specifically, I learned so much intel on how he plays, what he would bring against me, and I acted on that. This is an example of that turn. Me running Protect on 3 Pokemon is an example of that. Me running only special attackers is an example of that.
You running Room Service is an example.
Me running Room Service is an example of that. Because when I first played him, I wasn't sure if he'd bring Trick Room or not. I thought he'd bring it on the hand, and that was about it. But he went full Trick Room, so I assumed he'd do it again, because I don't see why he wouldn't. He has a good matchup. He can afford to do that. And
it's a solid A tier strat.
So, like, I feel like I played the season optimally, minus the fact that I didn't throw against Garrett. That would have been super optimal. But aside from that, just doing random things basically every week.
Now, see, I would have loved for you to throw against me, because then I wouldn't have had to fight Tyler.
Well, then you would have had to fight Zeraora again.
Okay, but I feel like I could deal with Zeraora now that I've had experience. I can't deal with the fat villain team. It's too much.
You
for
really
me.
couldn't.
You
have to build very specifically against a team like Tyler's.
Also with the Panda.
Also the Panda. The Panda destroyed him not only once but twice.
With Fat Villain half of my team, and he also couldn't do anything against the pair.
Once the Panda cam flipped on, Garrett could do nothing but watch.
It was horrible. It was a massacre.
It devoured the cupcake, and then from there it was all over.
Do we want to watch Garrett's match? We can do that.
Yeah, we can.
Well, let's do that. That'll be the next episode. I'll have it come out like, I don't know if I think I'll put these up on Sunday, so I'll put that up on Wednesday. So look forward to that, everybody.
Yay.